Hey everyone, welcome back to ECRC. My name is Eric, and today we have a brand new chassis, a brand new kit from Tamiya. So the DT series has been around for quite a while with Tamiya. So originally we had the DT-01, then we had the DT-02, which I'm a big fan of, then the DT-03, and now we have this. The DT-04. This is the Fighter NXGEN on the DT-04 chassis. This is a very different chassis. It's got a bathtub chassis, and it does have the same gearbox as the DT-02 and DT-03, and I believe it's the same arms. But that's pretty much it. I mean, other than the arms and the gearbox, this is a whole new chassis. Now, this gearbox is a proven gearbox. You can put tons of power through it. It'll take anything you throw at it. And the arms are very strong, and you do have some options with this kit. Let me see if it shows. Yeah, it might be somewhere. I don't see it though. You can actually build this with two different wheelbases. So the longer wheelbase is 280 millimeter. I like the stability of the longer wheelbase, so I'll probably be building this with the longer wheelbase as opposed to the shorter one. The DT-02 is a shorter wheelbase, and that thing, it oversteers. So you have this is kind of like best of both worlds. So you can make it whatever you want. I think this will solve the problem of the oversteering and understeering, and this will probably handle much better. So let's crack this open and see what you get. And this one is going to be one I'm going to be building pretty soon. And I'll let you know what my plans are in a little while. But let's take a look and see what you get first. Okay, so they do give you, just like it said on the box, they give you an ESC and they give you a torque tune motor, which is great. So this is the Hobbywing 1060, which is what I'd be using anyway. So that's great. And the wheels and tires, it's your typical, Tamiya rear buggy tire, which I like. I don't like these front tires. These are the same ones that are on the TD2, same ones that came with the Sand Viper. These tires, although they are pretty soft, they do not corner well at all. Like, the grooves aren't big enough, and I'm not a fan of these tires, so I'll probably be swapping these out at some point. And then the rear tires are great. I don't mind these rear tires. I really like them. No foams. So there's your arms. Looks like your front. No, it looks like your upper arms and your lower arms. These are the same arms that came with the DT-02 and DT-03. Okay, so this is actually the body panels. But these are good because you can get some TS paint. You can paint them any color you want. You do get a kind of like a comical driver figure. And I believe what they did was, here's the face. Everything is separate, so it's easier to paint, which is great. But I'm not a huge fan of this driver figure. And if I could figure out a way to put a different one on, maybe I will. Or maybe even just a different helmet. Because his head is comically large. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so this is interesting. So they give you all of these gray pieces, which is, it looks like the actual cage that mounts to the bathtub style chassis. And it looks like you got your bumpers and some other guards. This looks like maybe the top rear cover. This is the part that swivels up. You can see it's got this system here where I think it swivels up in a way so you can put the battery in. We'll see how that ends up working out. I would love for them to come out with these in black. They did the same thing with the BBX. I don't know if these can be RIT dyed. I might just snip off a piece of this plastic and try to RIT dye it. And if I can, I might actually dye these black. But I don't know if I can yet. Well, that'll be in the future. Anyway, let's move on. You got your, your typical Tamiya wheels, but these are PEX in the front. So these are the same as the TD4, the TD2, the two-wheel drive TD2 that I've been working on. So that has hexes in the front also. It would be great if you're able to use your standard two-wheel drive wheels, because then you have other options for wheels. But there's your wheels. Looks like there's your hubs. These are your rear hubs or bearing carriers, whatever you want to call them. These are your casters. Looks like this is your damper stay here. Oh, nice. It's got a little tiny bit of flex to it, which is good. So maybe the plastics will last and be good. Looks like steering knuckles. Yep. Not bad. Plastics are pretty good. Looks like it could be pretty durable. And looks like some other, you know, bulkhead parts. Yep, and other mounts. This is part of the damper, I believe, in the front. Again, very good plastics. This is not like your brittle plastics from like the 80s and some of the old vintage kits. Okay, so it looks like you got your drive shafts, your rear drive shafts. Now these are very strong. We still have these on the DT-03 and they have never worn down, never broken, nothing. I believe it might be steel through here and is surrounded by the plastic, unless it's like fiber reinforced plastic. I don't know, but these are super strong. Then you have your drive cups. Looks like your rear drive cups and the gearbox side. Standard DT-02, DT-03, now DT-04 gearbox case and cover. And I think they did a good thing taking this and moving it to this chassis. And here is your bathtub chassis, where it has your rear section here. Oh, feels really good too. And so your rear is going to mount here, your front's going to mount here, and then you have a buggy before you know it. It looks like there's spots for electronics on the side. And again, I don't know why they do this. They've been doing this now forever, where they have the regular large switch hole, where I'm going to have to end up putting something over it to cover it so dirt and dust doesn't get up in there and give you some, you know, extra debris in your chassis. They give you two antennas because I've seen people running two antennas on them. Don't know if I run any antennas. Here they give you two different options of colors for your decals. And then of course your standard DT, this is DT-04 instructions. Anyway, there should be instructions in here to you know, make it long wheelbase. See, L for long, and I think there should be an S for short. Yep, S for short. So you can make the wheelbase you know, short or long. I'm probably going to build it in the long wheelbase. And I did hear also there's an option to use, you know, camber links in the back that are not just a fixed arm. So that would be great too, and I'm definitely going to build it like that if we have that option. And yes, here it is. Changing the rear upper arms. And I believe it does come with everything you need to do it. It's not a hop-up. We'll get into that when we build it. Okay, let's see what else. So we also have all of these goodies here. I'm going to just put this stuff back. And of course, like always, it seems like I don't have it fitting in there all properly, but I'm guessing they're going to come out with some more DT-04 chassis kits so they can use this box. It doesn't say Fighter NXGEN anywhere inside. It just says DT-04 chassis. The only thing difference is going to be the box art. Okay, so let's open up the big goodie bag here. This is always my favorite parts. Let's dump this out. Torque tune motor. Here's your DT-03, DT-02, now DT-04 gears. Very strong, very smooth. They've been using this style, you know, spur gear and, you know, differential type, you know, gearing for a very long time. If you're a Tamiya fan, you know you've been building, you know, similar things since the 80s. So you have front shock parts. You have rear shock parts. You can tell by the length and the color. You can see they separate them. These two go together and these two go together. Very smart that they kind of thought about these things, but then again, they've been making model kits and RC kits for a long time. Then we have your standard, which I will never use these, your servo saver. I do not like these. I always use a high torque servo saver, and yes, I know it's like 10 bucks more, but totally worth it if you ask me, especially for centering. These don't always center proper. So let's put that back. Looks like we have some turnbuckles. We have a turnbuckle wrench and some turnbuckle ends. Little bag A. Bag A's got, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's got bushings instead of bearings, but I have all the bearings I need. Here's your grease. Here's your Tamiya soft damper oil it comes with. Looks like your front springs are in here. Your very soft aluminum pinion gear, which I'm trying to get the steel pinion gear. This, I believe, is a 17. You can go 17 and 19 on the gearbox. I don't think I have a steel pinion gear that'll fit this right now, so I'm just gonna have to order a 17 and 19 steel pinion gear. That's definitely a hop-up I want to use. And all your other hardware, I can see turnbuckles, some other shafts, some of the hardware in here. Your motor plate here, your little motor guard. The differential gears are in here. So you probably build up the diff like first thing. Bag B. Lots of hardware in here, feels pretty heavy. Yep, all kinds of hardware, turnbuckle ends, front shock springs, some more bushings. Nice hardware bag here. We went over this, and then bag C is going to be anything for like the body and the finishing touches for the electronics, things like that. Looks like we got some foam block here. This is going to be for probably the battery for spacing. And yeah, I see some body clips, some zip ties, some more bushings, and some more hardware. So this will be like your finishing touches. By the time you get to bag C or D with Tamiyas, you're pretty much at the end. So, okay, so what do we think of this? I actually think this is going to be one of the best entry-level kits Tamiya's ever come out with. First of all, the wheelbase, right? The fact that it has different wheelbases, and you can make it shorter or longer for your driving style, and if you're, you know, doing any kind of like vintage style racing, it's great that you have that adjustability. Also, it does have a really good gearbox that's been proven already. It has a very strong rigid chassis, and you know, mounting these body panels to it makes it even stronger. So if you're a beginner, you've never built a Tamiya, most of them have the polycarbonate bodies that you have to spray paint. This you don't have to. You can just mount it right to it and you're good to go. You could probably build one of these and have it running in 3 hours, 4 hours if you're a beginner, maybe a little bit longer. It also comes with the ESC, comes with the upgraded torque tune motor, oil shocks. I mean, what more do you want? It has like a 22-degree kick up in the front, which usually means better performance and better handling in the front as far as suspension goes. To me, it doesn't always progress and make things better as time goes on, but this seems like a really nice progression of all the things they've learned of the DT chassis, and I feel like this might potentially be the best DT chassis they've ever come out with. So my plan is to build this completely box stock, which I know, shocking, right? I'm probably not going to put any decals on it. I'm probably not going to paint the driver figure. I might even not use the driver figure in the beginning. I want to make it completely box stock. I'm going to run it. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to check out the speed, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put my little spin on it, and I'm going to make improvements where I can. But like I said, I believe that this is probably one of their best entry-level kits as far as the specs and what I'm looking at, what comes with, the quality of the plastics. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you know, you can mount turnbuckles up here, front and rear, instead of putting these upper arms, the double wishbone arms, and then you can adjust the camber. So this has other options that other entry-level kits never did. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I don't want you to miss any of the content on the Fighter NXGEN. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this one. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video.